Fine.
You like my beard.
I hate your beard.
I love you like my beard.
It's so grody.
I trimmed it.
And you know what I noticed on the plane the other day? I was sitting next to you. No. You've got like some, like this one here. Look at that.
Long.
Look at that.
Oh,
And it's from the top. And it just kind of like was sticking out. And it's long.
There's a couple in there that are really
Yeah,
long.
I've noticed that. It's disgusting. Like, look at that thing.
I pulled one out one time that was like that long.
Look at that.
I feel like
Just
it was like one of your
there.
hairs somehow.
It's
down
not
there.
one of my hairs. It's your creepy, ugh, like these guys.
This is like.
All right, guys. This is the weekly update. Weekly wrap up, I believe it's called.
Weekly wrap
I keep
up.
saying
Number 6.
number 6. I can't believe 6 weeks have gone by.
6 weeks
Since we started
have
doing
gone
this.
by. Yeah. So last week we told you that we were headed to Atlanta, and we
Yeah.
actually just got back late last night, and that was such a fun trip.
It was fun. It was just like, were we there for like 24 hours?
Yeah, it was very quickly. We like got there.
We went out, we
What
had
was
dinner.
it? Wednesday night.
But we were hanging out with Brad from Fix This, Build That.
Katie and Jeremy from Bauer Power.
And Jen and her husband Adam from Jen Woodhouse.
And they're
And
just a fun group of people.
It's like our people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're fun to be around, but we also got to do some really cool stuff. So we went to Fayetteville, Georgia,
Yep.
to Camp Southern Ground. It's a camp that's owned by the Zach Brown Band.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if it's owned by them. Either way, he's like one of the major contributors to the camp.
Mm-hmm.
And when I say camp, that doesn't really describe it very accurately.
No,
this
this
place
place
was
was-
like over the top.
It was really cool.
Hundreds of acres. I don't know an exact number, but it was huge. And like the build, like they're dropping a lot of money into this camp, but it goes to help like veterans. I think they said 8 or 9 months out of the year, they're going to be devoted to helping veterans and the families of veterans. And then the rest of the time, they're going to be hosting like corporate retreats and different things like that to try and raise some money to put back into it. But nevertheless, we got out there, and well, how many people do you think were there?
I think about like
100 or 200?
100 or 200.
200 maybe?
Yeah.
And these were all like Home Depot employees. It was really cool
That
to
is
see.
the thing I think that blew my mind the most. They did not have to be there. This is something that they chose to like donate their time. And they, just the way that they talked about their company and just hearing what they had to say, it was kind of, I don't know.
And they don't go out of their way to like publicize what they're doing.
No.
They've done a lot for the Hurricane Harvey victims, and they just, I think they said by 2020 they are going to be donating $250 million, $250 million to help veterans. So I thought that was really cool. Not only that they're supporting the community, but they're supporting our military or our ex-military, which is just really neat. It's really neat to see everybody come together and work. It was just a work day. So we spent the first half of the day. There was people building benches. There was people building like archery stand things.
And we built demonstration boxes for the
Yeah.
kids. It's going to be like a box that's filled with sand, and you do like animal prints and stuff inside of it. And then they light a lot of like, what was that, the pea stone
Yeah.
around. And I mean, it was so many
They had
people.
this insane like obstacle course, the high ropes course.
That was really cool.
Yeah.
It's just a lot of people who came together and a lot of Home Depot employees, and they did an excellent job, and it's just a really good group of people, and it was
Yeah.
a lot of fun.
And they kicked off the day with Zach Brown Band singing.
Yeah, and that was really
They
cool.
sang Country Fried.
Chicken fried.
Chicken Fried, there you go. I forgot the name of it.
I'm thinking country fried
and
steak. 'Cause I feel like that's always
I
what
do
you
like
get.
Country Fried Steak. And
Okay.
they sang God Bless America.
Yeah.
But it was just really
awesome.
cool. It was a small, like, by the campfire kind of thing. And it
Mm-hmm.
was really neat to see those guys come out and support what was going on there. So,
So yeah, we got home last night,
well,
and
no,
this morning,
before we left, that we talked about this last week. They dug the hole and they were getting ready for the footings. And I talked with my contractor, and he said today, which we're filming this on Friday, but Friday they were supposed to pour the footings. He called me up literally as I'm walking into the security line and says, "Hey man, did you get your building permits?" I said, "Well, yeah, I did get the building permits."
Sure didn't.
Well, what had happened was we went down to the construction agency office, and we pulled the permits, and I paid for the building permits for the house. So we got the permits for the barn, but I needed the finalized plans for the house. I paid for them, and I said, "I'll bring them back, the finalized plans." Well, I never did. So my contractor had talked with the inspector, and the inspector was like, "Are these the footings for the barn?" And he said, "No, these are the footings for the house." And he said, "I don't even have any permits for the house." So luckily we had a very nice inspector. I was able to get him on the phone and talk to him about what was going on. And he agreed to do the inspection and let those guys proceed, which was nice. They did the inspection yesterday and poured the footings yesterday.
Yeah.
And now I've got to go down there and straighten up with those guys. smooth things over, make sure they have everything that they need.
Today, yeah, that needs to be done.
To get the official permits.
But yeah, it was weird. We left and we came back and the footings are in and
Yeah.
they're just there. So we're ready to, I guess we're going to be putting up the forms for the foundation walls next week and then pouring. I think the idea is to pour on Friday.
Yeah.
Is that right?
So the foundation walls will go up next week for the house. And then next week, we also get the trusses for the barn delivered. They're going to start construction on the barn on Tuesday.
Yeah, so a lot is happening next week, for sure.
Yeah, a lot is happening next week. And our videographer, Nick, is not going to be here.
Why? Where are you going to be?
He's going to Las Vegas.
Oh, come on.
No,
seriously?
he's going on a cruise. Anyway, we'll have to.
We're never gonna survive.
We'll have to DIY this whole video thing.
We're gonna be terrible at it. Don't judge our video quality next week at all.
So yeah, we've got a lot going on next week. It should be an exciting week. The other thing that we got figured out this week, or we're still kind of working on, is our lumber package for the barn. And the plus side about doing all this yourself is that you can
shop around.
Whereas if you go through a builder, they're just gonna quote you out materials cost at one place. They're not gonna shop around a whole lot, and they're just gonna give you a number because it doesn't make any difference to them to shop it out and get the best price. One thing that we learned was that we shopped it out at a couple of different places, and one place had.
Their trusses were cheaper.
The trusses were like
lumber material
$1,000 cheaper.
was more expensive. So we ordered the trusses from the cheaper place and the lumber from the cheaper place because we're not looking to pay a whole lot of money for everything.
Well, and the problem was that if it was close, then I would much rather go with one place. But at the same time, these numbers were like $5,000 different.
Yeah,
so
it
that's
was
a big deal.
difference. When you're building a house, $5,000 is
well, and this was just
a
the
bathroom.
barn.
I mean.
This was the barn. We're gonna have
the barn.
$20,000 to $25,000 in materials to build the barn, and that's like 20 to 25%. So that's a huge difference. So we opted to split it and go trusses one place and all the rest of the material another place, which makes things complicated a little bit, but it's worth it to save that money.
Definitely.
Other than that, I got a little bit further on the chicken coop plans. Hopefully we can start working on that next week. Next week's going to be pretty packed, but hopefully we can get that out. I've got a couple of projects from the house. We're going to start pumping out those projects, especially like the kitchen for the flip house. Oh, and then we accepted an offer on that house. It was contingent on them selling their house, and they ended up selling it within like 24 hours.
They sold their house in 2 hours.
Yeah, they listed it with the agent.
Crazy.
Somebody came and saw it. And
good for everybody. I'm happy for them. Happy for us. It all worked out really well.
So everything is moving forward in the right direction. But yeah, like I said, we're gonna start pumping out those kitchen renovation videos as far as building the cabinets, painting them, and all that stuff. So look for a bunch of content coming your way. And hopefully that'll be able to fill out everything while we're working on the house.
All right, so we're gonna wrap up our weekly wrap up number 6.
Sorry, I ramble sometimes.
Yeah, he gets a little bit lengthy talker.
Anyway, I'm excited about the whole thing. I want to share. Nevertheless, thank you guys for tuning in, and until next time,
be safe and happy.
Yeah,
I think I
nailed
said
it.
it right.